Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Tomb Raider. We're playing the remastered version, as you can tell. Um, I figured that it would be worth starting this video off in the settings where we are currently, because I wanted to talk a little bit about what version of the game I'm playing and so on and so forth. So I'm going to get into that. Ignore that for the wonky wire. I just need to move it a bit, and then it should be fine. Um,
Welcome to my home. I'll take you on a guided tour.
So yeah, we're gonna address the obvious from the get go because I deem it to be important to do such a thing. Um, so let's do just that. Firstly, this is Master Vision for PC. That doesn't really mean much. I've played it on I've played it on PlayStation. I've played it on Xbox, and I've played it on PC. The differences between the standard version of Tomb Raider and this version of Tomb Raider are pretty apparent if you've gone from one to the other.
Use the D-pad to go into the music room.
Firstly, remastered graphics, but if we switch a Rooney, classic graphics. Seems like a pretty good thing to do, right? Modernized controls as well, all that good jazz. And they're modernized controls that fit and work pretty decently. In terms of like what the tank controls we're trying to convey across. So what's the big caveat here? Well, when playing in remastered, the frame rate is 60, but when switching over to classic, it drops. Um, I don't know why. If the idea was to give it its 30 FPS gleam from ye olde console days, um, don't. I'd sooner have classic graphics. I sooner have the original graphics with 60 FPS. If you're going to update the game, update the game. At the very least, it reminds me oddly enough of Sonic Origins, where they gave you like widescreen for Sonic 1 through 3, and the caveat was that you would have unlimited lives. Um, and there was some other stuff in there as well, but it was like binary. You couldn't have just widescreen. And if I go into the settings, you can't just have you can't just have like modern graphics, um, and a frame rate toggle or something like that. No, instead it's either 60 or it's 30 with the original look. You might be wondering why this is disappointing overall. Long story short, um, it means that the classic art style is sacrificed for FPS. Is the modern art style any good? Kind of. It's getting across what it's like. You can tell, right? You can tell that there has been effort put into the remastered graphics to make it look as authentic to the original experience as possible. Um, and it does help quite a bit that it is just a sprite change. Like the tiles have been recolored, essentially, rather than it being like a complete model replacement. Um, at times, of course. Um, so yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Um, all of that being said, also like Lara has her Tomb Raider Legends sort of look, which I think is intentional because by the sounds of things from the description of Tomb Raider Catalyst, which is their latest entry into the series, we'll talk about that at some point, along with the remake for this game, the second remake for this game, I should mention. Um, it sounds like that we're following on from Tomb Raider Underworld, which is a very fascinating choice in my brain as someone who played those games long ago and remembers bits and pieces about the plot of those titles and what they're trying to do at the moment. They're trying to do an aligned story, which means that the Survivor trilogy, as they're calling it, which is the reboot games, so Tomb Raider, um, then I can't even remember what the second one was called, and then Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Oh, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that's the other one. That's apparently meant to be the prequel to this title here, and then this title and 1 through 6 are meant to lead into Legend and then Underworld, from my understanding, which is that's fascinating in and of itself, because when Legend and Underworld came out, you had Anniversary in between, and you were meant to assume that pretty much the idea was that Legend was setting up a story. It is its own self-contained thing, but there are hints at things that come within that trilogy. Anniversary is a nod back to this game, and then Underworld is the thing that caps it all off by rounding off the Natla plot and stuff like that. Not that they needed rounded off in the first place, but it's, as we will see when we go through this game, it is just sort of fascinating. That's like, okay, so the version of events now is Tomb Raider the remake. Tomb Raider the reboot rather. Then we have Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then we have Tomb Raider 1 / Anniversary / Legacy of Atlantis, as the new remake is called. And then that goes all the way through to Tomb Raider 6. Then after Tomb Raider 6, we have Tomb Raider Legend, and then it goes straight into Underworld. That's weird as fuck. But sure, we will play these games and we will see for ourselves. Tomb Raider 1 is the Tomb Raider game that I have the most experience with, so this is going to be fine. I'm playing with the modern controls at the moment. I will change for various reasons throughout the game. I'm not going to go after all the secrets. I'll go after some of the easy ones to get, because to be honest, this is one of those games where secrets mainly consist of ammunition, and by the time you get to the end of the game, even if you get even half the secrets in this game, you will have more ammunition than you know what to do with. Anyway, remaster wise, we're going to be playing with these graphics for the most part. I'll be flicking back and forth to show off the environments as we go, but I do want to also discuss the controls, which is why we started off in Lara's home. The modern controls are fine. I don't have an issue with them. In fact, everything that is important to do in this game is mapped to the modern controls pretty gosh darn well. There are a few sections, such as the requirement of a side jump here and there. It's like twice I can think of where they are particularly relevant, but it's not possible to do them with the remastered modern controls, so you have to flick back to tank controls to do them. I'll showcase all of that off when it happens, but for the most part, yeah, once again, modern controls are pretty gosh darn good. The issue is that they're not tutorialized, and you might be thinking, well, isn't Lara's home the tutorial? Because it was in the original game, right? Tomb Raider 1, tank controls. This is the tutorial for the rest of the game, and no, this tutorial is still for the tank controls. You'll see what I mean when we get down here now, which is why I've been putting it off. So if we go down here,
Okay, let's do some tumbling. Press the jump button. Now press it again and quickly press one of the directions, and I'll jump that way.
and it's broken. Simple as that. Yeah. So normally she would give you a bit of verbal
the main
confirmation
hall.
that section is
Sorry
done here
about
and
the
there.
crates. I'm having some things
That's
put
not the
into
case
storage and
anymore.
the delivery people haven't been yet.
Unless you're using the tank controls, of course. But yeah, there are certain things that are still possible here, but it's really
a crate,
not.
And while still pressing forward, press action, and I'll vault up onto it.
There we go. Press action now, vault up onto it. So action is RT, but in the modernized controls, we also have two action buttons, because it's a requirement to have two action buttons here, because it's trying to make everything as fluid as possible. It's confusing, I know. We'll get to it. Don't you worry. Right, of course. When I start recording, I need the biggest toilet break of my life. Anyway, let's TMI. Let's get into this. So yeah, there are a few things here and there that are a little bit frustrating that they aren't tutorialized. Some of them are just things that the original game didn't tutorialize anyway, like combat.
This used to be the
We'll get
ballroom,
to it. We'll get to
but
it.
I don't actually run everywhere. When I want to be careful, I walk. Hold down the walk button and walk to the white line. With the walk button down, I won't fall off even if you try to make me. If you want to look around, press and hold the look button, then press in the direction you want to look.
Not quite how that works anymore, but there we go. So the look button is just R3 now. There is a walk button, there's a look button.
If a jump is too far for me, I can grab the ledge and save myself from a nasty fall. Walk to the edge with the white line until I won't go any further. Then press jump immediately, followed by forward, and while I'm in the air, press and hold the action button.
And this is where things get a little bit complicated, because the action button for this depends.
Press forward,
As you can see,
and
she
I'll
does a bit of
climb
a
up.
reset there. Right, so I will revert and not hold down the grab button so you can sort of see what's happening
If a jump
here.
is too far for me, I can grab the ledge and save myself from a nasty fall.
Yeah, there you
Walk
go.
to the edge with the white line until I won't go any further. Then press jump immediately, followed by forward. If I do a running jump, I can make a jump like that, no problem. Walk to the edge with the white line until I stop. Then let go of walk and tap backwards to give me a run up.
Once
Press
again, modern
forward
control, so let's
and
tap
almost
backwards and see what
immediately
happens.
press and hold the jump button. I won't actually jump until the last minute.
So, yeah, there are some... There are some bits and pieces here and there where if you're using the modernized controls, you have to adjust on the fly.
Right, this is a
And
really big
movement
one.
is a big
To
one.
do a running jump exactly as before, except while I'm in the air, press and hold the action button to make me grab the ledge. Nice.
Seems pretty gosh
Try to
darn
vault
simple
up
so
here.
far, right?
I can't climb up because the gap is too small. But press right and I'll shimmy sideways until there is room. Then press forward.
Once again, we're using analog sticks and R2 for
Tap
that.
backwards and I'll jump off backwards. Immediately press and hold the action button and I'll grab the ledge on the way down.
We can't do this, and this is not tutorialized. So, basically, what you have to get drilled into your head when playing this version of the game is that RT or R2 is your grab button. That's what it means. You have a separate button for a separate button for performing button presses and actions such as picking things up and doing other mobility stuff, but R2 or RT will forever be your grab button, which means that instead of tapping backwards to jump off the edge, you hold down that, and there you go. You're off the edge, and then we can just let go. Once again, not tutorialized.
Let's go for a
it's
swim.
pretty rough.
The jump
Let's go
button
for a swim.
and the directions move me around underwater.
They sure do. Let's just see if I've got this one right. So, if we go into the controls, you can see a little bit of what I mean by all this. Here we go. Yeah, triangle is action. So yeah, you got triangle, which is action, and then you got RT, which is secondary action. So if we do jump, hold down forward, triangle. No, wrong. That's fine. I think.
Right, now I'd better take off these wet clothes.